cellular just doesn't get everywhere, and how are you going to get the data from and to an Internet of Thing if you can't get to it, like if it's underground? Kristi, what is Sigfox doing in the United States to solve this problem?
So in the United States, we're building out our own dedicated IoT network, and it's a dedicated network for IoT, so we're dedicated to things. Think about traditional cellular. Cellular is great, it's dedicated for people, but we're looking at things. So our network, we're building it out ourselves. Right now we're in the States, we got about 20% population coverage, and that we did that in just over a year. We're in major metros: Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Bay Area, Seattle, Miami. We're going to continue to grow.
Well, I want to talk about the technology, but first, why don't you talk a little bit about Sigfox, because you've been in France forever, right?
Yeah, so we're headquartered in France. So we built out in France, and then we really have dense coverage throughout Europe. And it was really started by our two co-founders, and they had the vision to build out this global network. It was really their vision, and they built this technology. So then we've been expanding globally, and the U.S. is obviously a very key market.
Now, I want to talk about the things that you're connecting. They're not things that aren't necessarily these gadgets, but they're things that have been around and in the ground for a while, right?
So the things that we're connecting, let's talk about the use cases. I mean, it's a variety of things. We work well with smart city applications, utilities, gas, metering. We also work very well in agriculture. Agriculture's been a very big adopter of IoT. And it's things like sensoring, it's things like track, where's my stuff, and it could even be an application for data monetization. So think about the data that IoT now allows you to get. Companies can now turn around and monetize that and sell that back to their customers. And some of it can be standards and regulations. Maybe you need to bring a city up to new standards and regulatories. So that's a lot of the problems that we are solving. But the use cases are so ubiquitous.
Well, in a lot of these places, like if you're in a sewer, there isn't power there, right?
One of the applications that we are using is where we're monitoring the salt in the sewage. Very dirty job. But what that means is you're able to monitor the salt. Salt does very bad things to the treatment plant. So you're able to stop that salt before it gets in to the treatment plant and does more damage. That's just one use case. Again, ubiquitous.
But it points to some of the technology things of being able to have low power devices, being able to operate over long distances and through things. So why don't you talk about that?
Again, using that as an example, we're going underground. We're going in a very dirty location. And who wants to go in and maybe have to charge that once a day or even replace the batteries once every 3 months? So with our technology, those batteries probably don't have to be changed for 10, 12, maybe even 14 years. Oh, and by the way, the actual device is withstanding those really grungy areas. And that's just one application. Again, we were doing tracking in Antarctica. So we were tracking people that were going out and measuring ice, and we were tracking them so we knew their location. Again, think of the harsh conditions that happened there.
And so you're using the ISM band, the 900 megahertz part of it, right?
Yeah, ISM band, 900 megahertz. We're very ultra low narrow band.
The actual data from these things is relatively low bit rate, but it still needs to be robust, right?
So yeah, think about it like this. Think about it as this device wakes up, transmits its message, and then it goes back to sleep. And the messages are very simple but very needed messages. I detect smoke. I'm located here. The salt is this percent. I mean, these are very needed messages and they don't have to say a lot, but what they say is very important. And they're doing it at a very low cost. And that's the beauty. Another beauty of our network is that we're able to do this cost efficiently.
And you guys that support the network and have the people out there?
We support the network. You don't have to support it. You don't have to become an IT manager. We do all that.
So, Kristi, thank you for your explanation.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.